So today we have the very first workshop in the Finals University. If you guys are not familiar, this is a Discord that I have created. It is a place where you can learn all about the finals, has tons of educational resources, and I'm going to be hosting these workshops ideally once a month. Now it might be me, it might be another coach, or it might be a pro player that I try to get in to be able to show you guys and teach you guys all about the finals. Now in this, I am looking at one of my VODs where I played the ARN 220 on Kyoto. Now this is in ranked, so this is Ruby gameplay and I'm playing with other top players. And I wanted to emphasize in this video essentially what you are supposed to do as a light. And the idea of these workshops is that I have people here in the Discord watching live, along with over on Twitch. In total, we had about 200 people, but mainly the people that were interacting were in the Discord. Now, the idea here is that you guys get to ask questions along the way if you need any clarity on something that I'm explaining. And then between rounds, I offer people to join in the voice, or they can just ask in the chat there. So that way there is no confusion as we're going through this entire VOD. That way you don't have to wait for the YouTube video to pop up and then you ask your question there. And it might be too late for me to kind of fully explain because there are a lot of comments and I'm not able to kind of answer every single one. But at least here, you guys can get a live reaction, and then I can even go through the video and explain it again. And as you'll be able to see throughout this video, I do kind of draw on the screen so that you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. Anyways, sit back and enjoy the first workshop of the Finals University. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions of what you would want me to do in the future. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoy coaching content or educational content on the finals. Consider checking me out live on Twitch. I try to interact as much as I can with my chat there, and it's the best place to ask me some questions. Without further ado, enjoy. So right off the bat, I want to kind of talk about like how you should play as a light when it comes to making your first decisions. And the first thing I almost always do is I ping the closest cash out. And I know that this feels like a little bit redundant or the closest vault, sorry. This might feel a little bit redundant, but I feel like a lot of times when I watch like solo queue players or even top players, then we see a lot of times people will basically go off and split off on different things. Even if it's for a couple seconds, it can be kind of a bit of a nightmare. So you want to just make sure that everybody's on the same page. So this is kind of the first thing that I do. And then from there, I start to consider what is closest. So if we have B and A, which one makes more sense to go to? And then that might be something to consider if I wanted to set up a reverse. If I don't want to set up a reverse gateway and I just want to go straight to point, then I will. But at least at this point, I can sort of decide. Okay, wait. People in the stream cannot hear the audio, so let me fix that for them quickly. It should be there. Yes, last one. There should be I intend to do all the different classes here. On top of donut. Yeah, it looks like they're all on that side, orange.
Oh yeah, they're coming in. Dead. Half, medium, dead.
And I want you guys to note the positioning here. So this is typically how you would want to play it. You have your medium and your heavy that are together. They're the ones getting into the fight, pushing. You are off on the side as a light. I took this whole cover here because it gives me a safety net, means that I can put my back to the wall, and anywhere that I'm looking, wait. Yes, you should be able to hear me talk. I assume everybody in here can hear me talk. Seems only one person isn't able to, so we'll continue. But yeah, so the main reason why this is good positioning is because my back is to the wall. So that means that I don't have to worry about people flanking me right away. Obviously, there is a route where they can flank me, but it's not as obvious as if I was standing right here, where there's tons of different angles that people could shoot me in the back. So as a light, you kind of want to play around the outskirts of the map when available. So that's why my positioning here is meant to be so that I can watch over my heavy and my medium while getting into a position that's less risky.
Nice. One touch. He's under.
If I'm out.
The back.
And the only time that I would want to push in like this is because I heard the comms. So you could hear Spring Hour, which is our heavy. He communicated that they were at the bottom, so I pushed in.
Back down.
Nice. That's your heal. And so right here, this is where we start thinking about our routing. So there is B and A, this would be the time to start to consider where do we want to go.
Thank you.
Over here, take it.
Here, I'll set up a gateway, just throw you on temple. And you can see this gateway. One thing that's really important about doing any gateways here is you want to make sure that you are close enough to your teammates. So I throw the gateway up to roof, knowing that I'm still going to be able to play just below them and I can quickly just dash up and get to them. But I find far too often when I'm like VOD reviewing other people, the way that they use their gateway is they'll throw it up on roof and then they'll play bottom. You always want to make sure that you have vision of your teammates. There's no reason to throw them to a place that you can't watch over them or at least be close enough to them because you can still heal. And you want to make sure that you're able to utilize your heal while it's in the meta. And even if it isn't, you want to make sure that they're not getting into a 2v3 or that you're getting into a 1v3. You want to make sure that everybody is able to fight together. B is probably better than A.
Yeah, here's someone on it. This is just everything breaking.
Probably just everything breaking.
Oh, yeah, it's the bamboo.
And so I want you guys to note something that I'm paying attention to, which is Pink's respawn timer. So that means that there's 5 seconds left until they respawn. And because of where everything is happening right now, so like if we were to go here. So we have the cash box here. We have 2 teams still alive. There's a good chance that they are somewhere buried around here. There's an objective here and there's an objective right behind me here, meaning that this is a very likely spawn. This location and this location here are a relatively close enough to the objective spawn that this is where I'm going to be concerned about. So when Pink is about to be respawning, this is the places that I'm going to be checking for, because this is a very likely spawn given our positioning. What rank range would you say this session is meant for? This is meant for anybody, but this is currently a Ruby rank lobby.
Down here.
And you see, they spawn there. And given how much damage that we've done, so we kill the light, another light is 1 HP. This means that we can kind of get pretty aggressive here. And you'll see that I noticed this a little bit too late. I should have pre-placed my gateway or at least been ready for this, but I'm pretty sure I do recognize this as I'm following. And just the heavy left. And this is a big important part about playing light is the fact that I am pretty low HP and I'm still not pushing in. A lot of people just would instantly peek back, end up dying, and then your teammates are kind of screwed. And they'll have to wait for your coin or they're going to have to push and play. If you're playing like this aggressive as a light, you need to make sure that you're playing your life.
Hear that? He's in the back. I think he's
Just
running
surviving.
bottom floor.
Yeah, reset. I'm gonna need to grab those bodies. Yeah, he's in the building. He's lit up a little bit. Same idea again. I'm just going to play my life again, which is where I spot one of the lights. And since I'm so low, I decide, you know what? This is the time to use my gateway. I'm not in a good position. Their light has their full HP. I have a third of my HP. I just gave away my position. We still own a cash out. So even though I'm harassing this team and trying to prevent them from pushing, I still want to make sure that I'm coming back here. So they took gateway. They took gateway. They should be like floating in the air.
Sniping bottom.
Nice.
He's 2 bar.
I'm going 2 grandmas here.
Yep.
He's jumping up in biz. He's 2 bars. 2 bars.
Heavy's low. T-bar.
He's
He's dead.
Another light came up and
Try to
vanished.
zip up here.
Now the reason why I'm playing here is because I wanted to make sure that I can play my life. Since I just went up there and they saw me go up there, there's a good chance that they're going to send it. And I don't want to be vulnerable just up there to potentially die. So I actually hop down here in the anticipation that they're going to be hunting for me up there, which also allows me to spot them as they're going up, make the comms to my team that they're pushing up so that they're ready. They also communicated that there was a heavy that was low HP below me, so I'm just
I'm
waiting for a heavy. I'll beam him, and I communicate that to them as well. Oh, he already went out. And unfortunately, I did not notice it. But I listened to the communication that was given to me, and I tried to play around it.
There we go.
I didn't even know you could make that jump.
You can do it. You should be able to do it on this lower part too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm coming to give you guys a gateway.
Perfect.
Gateway to
Back
temple.
here.
We can potentially go for A. Purple's on it right now.
Full heavy low.
Under you.
Yeah,
Yeah, one just
inside the
behind
building
you.
here.
I'm trying to give some two.
Pink is on it.
There's a pink under you with 2 oranges.
Glitched him 1 point. I'm gonna go for stick. Orange was right under.
Orange heavy on me. There's not-
He's on it, behind me. Oh! Wrapped around the other way. Alright, so we want to back this up and kind of explain the thought process throughout this. So, after we are finishing at this point, my instant thought is, where can I go
You
from
should be able to
here?
do it on this lower.
Are we able to get A? And what my thought is yes. So I instantly throw a gateway here in order to give my teammates a quicker route there, because I'm not going to be able to do this alone, and it's going to be a lot easier to just get them into the team fight so that they can gateway. And I communicate that to them so that they can just instantly drop down. They're guaranteed B here. I give them high ground over the point, and we can potentially go roughly a quarter of the cash out left, which means that we still have a lot of time. For A, we still have a lot of time to fight over this this cash out. Purple's on it right now.
Full heavy low.
And I am not going to jump in. Again, as a light, we want to stay up here. I find when I'm coaching a lot of people, this might be the situation where they just instantly go in because they think, okay, here's the objective. We're going to go in, and we need to get this point, so I need to go there.
Under you.
As light, no.
Yeah,
Just sit outside
here,
building and cover, get some range on this fight, and you just take shots from it. Pink is on it. I calm what's happening. I see them throwing dome, and I switch over to my glitch.
There's a pink under you with 2 oranges.
And that actually got blown up by, I think, like a breaching charge or a C4 that was on point in the middle of me throwing this, but we wanted to get rid of that first. Glitched them, and then we just try to follow up with our teammates here. So I can see my heavy is going in, so this means that I can go in eventually, but since I have a really good line of sight, I'm just going to utilize this for a bit. He's dead. We can see, we'll go for stick. Wait a little bit. Purple's dead. We can see that there's a death on orange, a death on pink, and we've been beaming a lot of them, so there is not much of a threat. I can hop in here and just make sure that my heavy goes for the winch. He could have also stuck, and I could have covered him. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Orange was right under, and then we see pink ends up dying, and we just have
Orange
orange,
heavy.
and we know that orange has already lost. He's on it, behind me. Just one person. Oh! Wrapped around the other way. There's 2 people. I can heal you, Spring. Could have been a coin situation.
Orange heavy was in like the dojo, like the big room.
Gotcha.
Yeah, body. I'm just gonna go for Riz. Alright, let me answer some questions here. What would the call out be for that gateway? Like a reverse gate would be like where you set the end point of a gateway before you place the gateway that you're going to be going through, and then the location of the gateway was on top of temple. So going for A with that amount of time is more valuable than the next wave of boxes. Yes. In that case, we can at least play for it, even if we are, even if we don't think we have enough time. But if we're close enough, then yeah, we can definitely do that. Let me catch that. Is the entire VOD review going to be posted or just a condensed version? If it's the latter, can you post the full version somewhere here separately? The condensed version will be on YouTube. I don't know if the full version will be anywhere. It'll probably be in my Twitch VOD if you want to watch that. But yeah, so the main reason that we go A versus going for the next boxes is simply because we have the time to do it. And even if we can't get it, so the idea is like we go onto temple and then we want to just start harassing enemies, which means that we can potentially look for an opening to do it. If there's never an opening, if full team is up and they're always there and we cannot seem to kill them, then we'll go to boxes. But we have the option to at least try for it. And since we saw an opportunity to take it, then we did it. And it pays off really big, but we don't have to overcommit to anything like that right away.
Thank you, Shaq, for getting F car. I don't know.
Oh, pink here, pink here.
Not too bad.
I'm not gonna go for tap, I'm just gonna live.
Yeah.
Can heal you, baby. Ooh, I lost some
I got you with
HP,
this.
but... You want move? Yeah. I can't see shit with these trees. Oh, I glitched.
On the bridge.
Right here, I'm ping. 5 ping. He's behind tree, half HP light. He just teleported. In the middle, in the water, in the water. Easy pick.
Yeah.
That'd be low. Can you pat me on that, Beth?
Yeah.
I'm throwing gateway to it.
That'd be dead.
Dead.
Gateway. So that would be an
Right.
example of a reverse gateway where I threw the end point before throwing the point that we'd be going through. And it's a pretty simple thing. Like for the most part, that's just what a reverse is. But in the context of like setting up a reverse for your team, or like if you wanted to plug a cache box into a cache out station and you place it near the cache out station first, that's also like considered a reverse. So it is a vague term, but it's just kind of what the quick call out for it is a reverse.
Sniper.
Here, come deep. I have gateway here. Let's just grab it and go. Grab it and go.
Okay. He's half. I can let
It's
me go.
gonna get too staggered. Nice, nice. Gateway's in the water there.
Yep.
Could try and go for C too if you want.
For a reverse gate, is it best to put gate on box or near box? It's not really that important. Like basically, like your reverse is you're setting up the endpoint because you're trying to avoid it getting glitched and you're trying to avoid the enemies knowing what you're doing. That way, when you are pushing back to the cache box to try and bring it through, then you avoid all the glitches and you avoid all the information. They might see, oh, there's no gateway. We're good. We can go in, and then all of a sudden you throw one down, grab the box, and you're out. It's a lot about avoiding the enemies knowing what you're doing and what you could potentially be doing. That's kind of why we do a reverse, but it's not really relevant whether you put it over a box or next to a box. That might just be if it's going to be in the air, then maybe you want to put it next to it so you can grab it before going in, so it doesn't just fall off the cliff and you're unable to grab it.
Down.
Sure. So we can see that pink did just spawn here. I was not pointing that out because I was yapping there, but pink did just respawn here. Orange just flipped this, and purple's dead, which means that orange is going to be going for a reset, and there's a very good chance that pink, if they spawn there, are going to be pushing to it. They could have spawned at the dojo off to my left here, and they also could have spawned basically behind my head here around grandma's. Those are pretty likely spawns where they could be. So when approaching this is something to consider, as that pink was just up, purple is also about to be up, so we have the potential for every team to be here. We just have to wait and see what actually happens. On the roof?
Just
Detected down there.
ouch.
Put a bullet.
So this is a big indicator that people might not notice right away, but if you're getting shot at your back, this is definitely a bad situation where I am. And I've put myself in a pretty bad situation, so this is definitely a mistake that I'm making. I'm focusing them. I did not set up a reverse for our point. If we're going to be leaving our point, we 100% should have been setting up a reverse, or at least I should have had some sort of gateway place so that I could play for my own life. And now I'm getting shot from behind, as you can see this little streak here. So I'm in a pretty bad situation. No matter where I go, there's going to be people that can look at me and shoot at me, and I don't have a way out besides my dashes. Let me catch up on chat here. Does the gate auto grab the vault, or do you have to grab it to get through? It will go through if it's gonna pop and move through the gate. The gate will automatically like pull it through. If you're the second place team and there is a larger than team wipe gap between you and the first place team, what is the best play to avoid being griefed out before the third round of vaults are plugged? Who to avoid, and do you even attempt to plug? It's really situational, honestly. Like there's going to be times where you can just hold the cash box and prevent it from being plugged, and you will guarantee your win. There's times where you might need to split it. Maybe there's a chance where it's close enough and you could potentially double it just to get the extra money to put you in first place. It's really hard to give you an answer to that unless there's a specific situation where I can point and say, yes, this is where you do this or that. How do you know that pink would spawn next to their point or not yours? It's really rare that people get a extremely far spawn from an objective. Typically, they're going to spawn near a cash out station. So I can probably just assume that they're not going to be, all the way up north, in the isolated island or on the cliffside. That's pretty rare for people to spawn that far away on the complete opposite side of where things are happening. It's usually like somewhere in between being right on you and far away, right? It's that like safe 100-meter-ish range. And you can kind of look at what teams are alive, where the fights are happening, where you are alive, including your team. And then you can try and make an assessment as to like where the enemies are going to respawn based on where everybody that you can figure out is. Like if you can figure out where everybody's alive, then you can probably make a close estimate as to where they might spawn. And there is a bit of randomness to it, so it's just about like making sure that you are aware of where they could spawn. And since I knew pink had respawned and I knew that purple was about to respawn and we're pushing up to harass purple here, I'm definitely in a bad location, and I have enough information to avoid this. But I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, behind me on guard tower. See, I noticed that shot.
I got to drop from this spot.
around. And you can see my comm was I instantly need to duck because I realized I have no gateway. I'm pinched between two potential teams, and there is a third team where we are unaware of where they even could be.
Okay. He's kind of...
And see, I'm not going for this fight. I still am aware that, yeah, there's orange is on us. My team is fighting them, but we also have people shooting us in the back, and there's a third team that we are unaware of.
I think we just gotta live.
So I use my gateway purely to live. I'm still trying to pay attention to if anyone's stealing our cash out, because that would give us the information.
Right here.
Got
Hear you,
nothing,
Visions.
Can you
I'm
heal
trying
me?
to heal you. I didn't have much. I was using Visions.
I can fight over to you.
There's a gateway right below you if you need it, though. There's a sniper under guard tower up there.
Are you right under us?
Gotcha.
The pink sniper. They're on steel. It's
Got
good
him
pull,
up.
good pull.
Be on.
I got your overlook. There's a pink light there, pink light. I got your heals. You can see I'm still prioritizing healing a lot. Another thing I noticed when I'm coaching a lot of lights is they don't heal as much as they really should. You should always be aware of your teammates' health bars, especially if you're bringing H+ infuser. There's no reason to not like top your teammates off every time that you can.
Okay. I'm dropping down this
Right
corner.
here, right here. They're jumping
That
on
is a
you.
bigger
Jumping on you.
priority
Light.
than dealing damage.
Oh fuck! From behind me. I just lost
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
HP from behind me.
Please have. He's one bar.
That turret kinda shredded me.
I got your heal.
And here we can note that pink is wiped and orange was previously wiped. So purple did actually go over to the other point and steal it. So we know that that's kind of where the threat would be.
There we go, D.
And you can see me looking at the score there where I'm kind of cluing in now.
We got time.
That orange could potentially be spawning here. And if they spawn close enough, like since we've kind of given up the grandmas and the stilts, which would be that little building down here and the little like building on the stilts, those would be like the two potential locations where orange might spawn. That doesn't mean that they're going to, but these are spawns that would be a threat. If we are trying to go for purple right now, if we're trying to get a little bit greedy, then these would be the locations that we need to like really be concerned about.
For it, but we can try.
Got a pad like bottom.
Going glitch on top of the roof.
No idea.
None no glitch. None glitched. I think they left. Yeah, we don't get this. All good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you can see I call that we don't get this. It's all good. Knowing that we kind of have a pretty significant like lead anyways, it's not like it really matters, but we just like to play for points anyways, just to make sure that we're like up to date in everything we're doing. But one thing is there is a jump pad here and we still don't know about orange. So this could potentially be orange's jump pad, or it could potentially just be something that was left over from earlier. But it's still something we need to be cautious of. But I could say, like, since there isn't fighting from other enemies, then we can kind of assume that we're fine here.
Could just fight it though. It's fun.
Okay.
We're chilling.
And he calls to fight it from behind that.
Medium map.
DFR below. I can heal you, Spring.
Left side right here.
Pushing. Punch him.
I got you.
Heavy's half. Outside.
Stairs have to.
He's half on the in the window.
Got glitched.
Nice. Nice. Good shot.
There we go. All right, let me catch up on some of the chat here. Let's see. For medium, is it also a priority to heal over damage? I'm guessing it's situational. Definitely situational, but almost always heal over damage. What's the best way to decide whether to heal or to shoot as light, assuming you can get shots off on the enemies? Well, you burn through your H+ infuser very fast. So for the most part, like if you can get into, if your teammates need the healing, give them the healing. If they don't need it, then just shoot. Like you burn through it so fast that you don't have to really worry about it. On medium, you do need to kind of juggle between healing and shooting. So I would say like it depends on the situation. If you're trying to play defensive and you're trying to play your life, obviously healing is better. If you are engaging and you're trying to get a pick, then yeah, you want to do some damage. Try to do as much damage as you can as the medium and then swap over to healing. It's kind of a juggling act and there's certain situations where one is better than the other, but you're safer to almost always just heal instead of shoot. Do you recommend crossplay on or off? I would just stick with it on. I don't think it's really relevant. You might as well just leave it on to get quicker queues. Okay. Give it a jump pad. Go B, I guess. And 6 isn't going to be in play.
Do it. Have a pad here. On the roof.
Shit on.
What's your heals vision if I can see you?
Can you go here? Yeah, it's up here.
Half HP on the
Very
orange
good, you
medium.
got
Orange medium, half HP inside a T house.
Yep.
Glitch going on roof. Glitch going on roof with T house.
Good bucket. No.
Yeah, let's go.
I hear footsteps behind me. Yeah, purple all behind us. Purple all behind us. And see, this is why as a light, you always need to be scouting. And you always need to be like giving intel to your team and playing at the edges of a fight. As you can see here, we know that this is kind of the only point that's in play and everybody's alive. So I know that there's going to be a bit of a threat here. We pick up somebody on the roof, but we do give
your
heals vision if I can see you. So instead of pushing in with them, I'm playing this angle.
Here? Yeah, it's up
I'm
here.
going to continuously play safe and not push in. If I were to push into the center of this, there's too much of a variable of like where people could be coming from. We only have information on orange at the moment. We don't know where purple is. Half HP on the orange medium. Pink is wiped right now, so we're chill. So that's why I'm wrapping around to the left here. Orange medium, half HP inside a T house. Yeah, this is called T house. If you guys are interested, inside this Discord, there is a call out section. If you guys wanted to kind of figure out what I'm saying. Glitch going on roof. Glitch going on roof with T
Good
house.
bucket. No.
Yeah, let's go.
And then as you can see here, I can hear people to the right. Might be hard to notice. I hear footsteps behind me. Yeah, I do hear them. Turn around and I see that there is 2 enemies here. And so my job is basically just to live and communicate this to my team. I'm not taking the fight. Yeah, purple all behind us. Purple all behind us, guys.
I'm go.
Yeah, that.
I'm outside the back. Here, place the pad here.
And you can see my teammates actually react very, very good here. So we know that there's enemies in here. We know that there's enemies behind where I just was. So my teammates use that information that I gave them. Was very easy to just be like, hey, there's purple behind me. You could hear them go, oh. And what do? They wrap to the back of this building because we know that there is no threat behind here. This is all safe, which means that they can play pad, they can jump up on this roof, and they can hold from this side, meaning that they don't have to worry about getting pinched or anybody shooting them in the back. Orange is all hunkered in here, and if purple is going to be pushing from this way, then orange is going to be the one in the middle. So I'm positioning myself over here so that one, I can see my teammates. I can see my teammates, heal them up if need to be, and then I can also play angles where I can shoot at everybody going to the point. But most people probably aren't going to be pushing here. The only threat is pink, but they're not up right now because we have information on the rest of them. Pink is going to be up soon, and then at that point, I might have to readjust and figure out where they're approaching from and scout. That's what the whole role of a light is you're scouting, you're healing, you're DPS, and you're trying to balance all those things while making sure that you don't die.
Yeah. 2 seconds. Orange down here.
Trying to heal you. I'm out of heals. I'm getting shot. And I'm getting shot in my back
From
here.
behind.
That guy's half. Push this guy.
So instantly, I just go below because, again, I just need to play my life. And any bit of HP that is lost is kind of scary on a light. So you want to make sure that you're just playing your life and just hope that your medium and your heavy are fine. If they desperately need you, you can potentially give them a gateway to escape, or you can use a gateway to.
Shut on.
Gone.
Purple light on spot that it was purple that was on this roof too
Outside.
far. We also saw people fighting next to the point, so I can assume that orange and pink are approaching and fighting from behind this wall here. So that means that up here on this roof could potentially be a safe spot. Since my spot basically got overrun by purple, I no longer want to be there. Orange heavy dead.
Oh, I got the same.
And there's one of the pinks. So we know that pink, purple, and orange are all now here, all fighting. So I'm still trying to play on these outskirts while still being able to see the point. One thing that does kind of suck about my positioning right now is the fact that I can't see my enemies. Or sorry, I can't see my teammates. Being able to make sure that you always have vision of your teammates is really important as a light. I just had to give up my spot, so I have to reposition, and I'm continuously running into players. But I'm trying desperately to get into a location where I can help and support my teammates as quickly as I can. Cool. See, I am now at a better position. This pink is oblivious to me, but at least now I am in a position where I can actually help my teammates. Orange, half HP, medium coming towards you. Dead. Nice. Okay, while we are in this, do you guys have any questions?
Actually, I take that back. Maybe not 15. Probably played third person for like 10, 12, 10 years.
What we got here.
First person, maybe like 4 or 5.
All right. Does the role of light change a bit if you have, for example, 2 mediums on your team or 2 heavies or any other variation? So if you have 2 lights on your team, then you probably don't need to use the healing infuser. You can probably drop that for something else, and you basically just need to make sure that you're playing your life. So bringing something that's a little bit more defensive and a bit better for like stalling might be the case. Something like Nullifier, Gravity Vortex, Goonade, Breach Charge, something like that, so that you can play stall, you can play a little bit more defensive, bring more utility. Probably better than bringing the H plus infuser. If you have 2 mediums, you probably still don't need the H plus infuser. It's usually if you just have a heavy and a medium that you would actually want to bring that. Other than that, you probably just want to make sure you're bringing some other form of utility. Vanish Bomb is also pretty good that you can use selfishly along with using it for your team. If you have 2 heavies, you definitely would want to bring a H plus infuser, and you might even want to make sure that you're bringing something that is extra safe for them. So potentially like a Goonade so that you could heal them. But it might be, map and enemy comp dependent on what you might want to bring there. Light has a lot of different variation of what you want to bring. Can you explain more of your thought process behind figuring out where you're positioning and in what ways would your positioning here have been better this fight, if any? So I can bring it back to
Heal you. I'm out of heals.
Side.
I'm getting shot from behind.
So this entire fight, I can kind of point
Medium
out
half HP
where
inside of T
we
house.
stay connected.
Yep.
And it happens soon here because I've already used my gateway.
Glitch going on roof. Glitch going on roof.
Good
TOs.
bucket. No, no.
I've
Yes.
communicated that. So I now have my gateway up. If I want to play this rooftop, that's fine. But what I need to do is throw my gateway off to the other roof, like the school roof, or leave my gateway over here. You can just kind of like throw it up in the air above these points. I could even throw my gateway over here if I want to, but I need to play this gateway so that I can play an angle quicker than what I was able to. But since I had it on cooldown before
hear
this fight,
footsteps behind me.
didn't
Yeah, purple, purple.
I didn't really have time because I had a lot of other stuff I was processing. There was purple behind me right after it went off cooldown.
All behind us. Purple all behind
I'm
us. Guys.
glitched here, so I can't even activate it right now.
Get that.
Right, I'm on. I'm
I'm
outside
just
the
trying to
back.
play my life, so I use this goo.
Here, place.
I see that my medium is taking a lot of HP,
Side
so
here.
I'm just trying to heal him up and
2
focus on
seconds.
that.
Down here.
Trying to heal you. I'm out of
And then I get shot in the back,
heals.
and still I haven't placed my gateway. So there was a lot of time where I could have placed my gateway, but I was so caught up with a lot of other things that I just ended up messing up. So that's basically how I could have played this a lot better, by just simply utilizing my gateway during.
Getting shot from behind.
That guy's half. Push this guy inside.
I could have even placed it here, but obviously at this point it's like I'm
Shut up.
rotating for
Gone.
quite some time. So even here I could throw my gateway and go up, but that might be risky because I don't have the intel here. I don't know what's up on that roof. I don't know where anybody is. So, playing for the gateway in that way is a little bit risky. Having it pre-set up where it was like way above a point, way above a building, that way I could go back to it is probably the better play. But I just needed to think ahead and potentially wait. So once I saw that my cooldown was about to be off, I could have just waited for a little bit before rotating. So that way I could place it down and then rotate. And then by the time I start getting chased and shot at, I can just instantly get back to that rooftop and have better vision of my teammates. Overall, there was a pretty low downtime where I wasn't able to help them. That's just during this sort of chase here. But those little moments could definitely make or break some fights. So definitely something I could have thought ahead of just throwing my gateway. I'll just let this play out while I answer some more questions. What do you do in the situation that you come to cash out with minus a minute left, or roughly a minute left, and two teams are already there? You're just both chilling and not fighting. You try to force a steal. Yeah. So the idea is like if you have a heavy with winch, you basically just pull the cash out towards you, place a bunch of goo around it, and then you try to force it. You can throw smoke, you can throw goo, you can throw like gas and fire in the directions you think the enemies might approach from, and then you just try to pick them off as they approach to you. But you'd want to force some sort of fight to happen, and then you can back out. You can use a gateway to back out too, but you need to force when you have like little time like that. Is it better to adapt or have plans? Always adapt. But you also need plans. Like it's not really one or the other, it's both. So question about comms. Everyone should comm when they see a person. Choose to engage or kite and damage kills. Everyone should also call out utility usage, such as gate place, plans of use, how to take it, if needed, it heals when they are out of, and if you need a teammate and move on, so you can heal them. Are there any additional comms that are useful, or just take up comm channel should be avoided? Light specific, you definitely want to communicate when enemies are respawning and what the respawn timers are. Sometimes people might get distracted and you don't notice that, but making sure that you call that out and where they could potentially spawn is really big. Very important part of playing light at like a high elo. Appa, what would a light's role be if they don't run gateway? I would say you're a useless light. That's kind of your role. When engaging as a light, do you wait until people start shooting you to react or take cover, or do you shoot 15 bullets and retreat? Here, let me pause this so I can finish this. Retreat, so they shoot back. I find I often get beamed as light, even when head glitching, perhaps because I'm too greedy with damage or maybe bad positioning. So you want to make sure that you are engaging from the back, from the side, and if people are already like they already know what your angle is, it's probably not worth to even peek it, because medium and a heavy should outtrade you the majority of the time, depending on like range and what weapon they have, of course. But in like a perfect scenario, with equal range weapons, you're going to lose every single engagement versus the other classes. The only class that you can potentially beat is a light, and that's more of an ego peak. So you always want to make sure that you're getting the first shot as light. That is extremely important. Wait, quickly, are you dropping Infuser because the other light is bringing it, or because Infuser is more valuable on teammates with more HP? Because like the way like if you have two lights hypothetical, typically the lights aren't playing close enough. They're often taking like different angles, which makes it really difficult to get your heal off on them. So it's only the third person that you would be healing. Obviously, if somebody has more HP, then you're probably going to be able to utilize your H plus infuser more. But percentage wise, of course, you could get your teammates up in full HP a lot faster when they have less HP. So that makes sense. Let's see. Okay, so always have Gateway on light. Yeah, basically. Until they nerf it, like Gateway is potentially the best gadget in the entire game. Yeah, in Plat 2, I'm getting some lights that try to trade me 1v1 when I run Shack. It doesn't go well for them. Yeah, exactly. When H plus and Gate are literally necessity, third slot is a choice between Stall or Glitch and Vanish. Yeah, usually you'd want to bring Vanish for some of the bigger, more open maps. So even Kyoto, Vanish Bomb probably would have been a good pick here, but I'm just a big fan of you running Glitch personally. Especially when I run with these players, they're super aggressive, and I can just get a glitch in, and it allows them to get in there quickly. But if I try and like set up a play where we all group up and then I vanish them, like they're probably not even going to want to play that slow. Spring Hour is a very aggressive heavy, and Visions is down for whatever, so they'll just get in there, and I feel like I can help them out so much more by bringing glitch. So that is more of a team comp and playstyle decision. But yeah, on bigger maps, Vanish. How should you use Vanish on bigger maps? So let's take Skyway for example, because Skyway is a very good map for Vanish Bomb. If you're like doing under construction, or if you're crossing the bridge to a hospital or something like that, you can vanish your entire team. They all go through a gateway and then you push. Especially like if you're dealing with enemies that are holding hospital. Yeah, so Soul under construction or Skyway. There's both of them have hospital, and Skyway specifically has offices, or if you go to construction on Seoul, these big jump pads that you have to take where you often are just going to get beamed out of the air by like a ruby stack. Those are really good for having Vanish Bomb because it's going to take them a couple of shots till they hit that first shot to reveal you. And honestly, sometimes a little bit of extra HP is all you need to survive. Once you get across, that's really good. You can also use your gateway. So you basically place your gateway, you Vanish Bomb, then you cross on your own, and then you give your teammates the gateway in. Obviously, it's scary to do that because if you get beamed out of the air, it sucks. But with Vanish Bomb, it just makes it a little bit easier, and you can be a little bit less predictable. So it's about traversing those big open fields with Vanish Bomb that can really help your team out. It's not meant to be played so selfishly and up close. It makes a lot of noise. Like if somebody like I've gotten plenty of kills versus really good players, simply because they were using Vanish Bomb and they used it when they shouldn't have. Maybe they're trying to flank me, and all of a sudden I heard a Vanish Bomb, and I just whip around and I see the Vanish, and I'm able to just spray them down. So it's definitely a really good thing to use in like the open maps where you can kind of deal a lot of damage to people that are or sorry, you can traverse the maps where normally they would deal a lot of damage to you. Anyways, let's carry on with this. I noticed you mentioned you should always be playing an off angle as light. Don't take head-to-head fights. How do you balance playing that way and also keep your team in sight? What are some examples of ways you can get information on enemies safely to make those positioning decisions? So we can kind of just look at my gameplay here, and I'll try to break it down. So I'm going high ground here. And the first thing is like, there's a couple things to keep in mind. One is you're a scout. You're always scouting for your team. You are a healer. You're also doing DPS. You need to play your life, and you need to flank. Those are 5 really important factors of playing light to a high level. So as you can see in this position, I'm going high ground so that I can scout. I can look over and try and figure out where they might be approaching from, because there's a very good chance that you will see enemies go to this mansion roof. which means that I can push up to donut and I can play like these little ledges here. These are decent spots. But first, I just want to sit back a little bit, make sure that my heavy and my medium can push up a little bit. I'm not going in there solo. I'm not just, triple dashing and ego peeking everything like you probably see your random light in World Tour do. Instead, we're going to be pushing up slowly and making sure that we can kind of get information. So I notice they are there. Roof here. So I'm going to start doing some damage here on the light. And I instantly turn while I'm reloading to check where my teammates are. We do actually lose this fight, and this is versus some very good players. Impu and Onyx Graves and Graziv, if I remember correctly, as the team. But look, they're very good players. They're just damaging us. And see, I'm rotating between making sure that I have vision on my teammates. I scouted ahead. I got some information, and I'm trying to heal them while balancing, trying to deal some damage. So I'm peeking a little bit, do a little bit of damage.
Heavy's low.
And back up when I can. So I know that we get some damage on them. I have full HP here, so this might be a time that we could try and potentially push.
Lights half. Oh, I got caught. That's my bad.
We're gonna slow res.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Double heavy?
Right here, on your right, coming up.
Yep, see that. Only one pushed up.
Yeah, they're on us.
You can see here again. I am getting overrun, but I back up so that I can focus my heals. So we got caught out here.
Okay.
And our heavy is over here. So we talk about this like later because I was confused as to why he was here and the medium was here. Usually the medium and the heavy should be together, but he pushed up alone. His assumption was that they had fully pushed here, so he was going for a flank or to potentially get the solo that was left behind.
Okay, never mind.
But unfortunately, the heavy gets picked off, and then we get overrun by Imp.
Didn't you say they were on you?
Yeah.
Only one pushed up.
Only one, yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
There's a light. But yeah, really good team. You can see how they were able to basically kind of do what I've been talking about before. So Imp was up on the roof. He scouted for me, and then he pushed up to try and get a flank to do some damage. While the medium and the heavy were sticking together, making sure that they played their life together, and they were able to get the pick on Spring. So very good team that we were facing here. Made for a really good
I think
fight.
you two should have been together when you pushed the roof there. Or if Spring wanted to push the roof
I
there.
just thought they left and came to you, so I was going to take out and shoot them in the back.
And see, that was like kind of the missed comms, I assume, because we were only calming that they're on the roof. We were calling some HP. So at some point, maybe because Imp had pushed up, he had assumed that they pushed off a roof. So that's what Spring was assuming, and that's why he pushed there. Pad. So this is something that you guys need to do a lot, especially when you die and respawn, is if you're playing light and you have dash, you just ask for a pad. Ask them to place the jump pad down, you dash onto it. After placing a gateway, they'll pick up the jump pad, and then you can place your second point of the gateway, and this gets your teammates around the map really fast. So within a very short amount of time, we are already like in the middle of the map. Instead of wasting our time walking here, we really need to be doing this so that we can approach these fights a lot faster. Don't waste your time.
Oh, pink guy right in front of me. Tap, keeping up. Full bar.
Bubble. Good gas now.
No light.
Light and heavy dead.
So you see this again. I want to note this because I find far too often when I'm watching people when I'm coaching them as a light is that they would have just re-engaged here. Like you got the 2 kills and you're instantly like, oh, I need to go for that third. It's totally okay. Your teammates are full HP. You can top them off if you need to, but you have 60 HP. Don't die. It's not worth it. I know you guys probably want to get the clip here, but it's better to just play your life here and just wait for the moment that you reset so that you can re-engage. But if you die here and then another team comes for a third party and then you end up dying and you're complaining about how stupid this game is because you're getting third partied, well, don't put yourself in positions where it makes it really easy for the enemies to come in third party and win those
Back
fights.
up and low.
Another heavy. Tap on it.
Going for res. Halfway.
And you can see I kept looking over to my left because I'm looking at the respawn timers here. So I can see that orange isn't going to be up anytime like soon. It's 14 seconds, so we don't have to panic right here. Pink just wiped, and purple is holding their own, so we don't have to worry about them kind of being over here. But I think I missed a question, so let me just quickly go up here. My games today had a light teammate with Invis and M11. Any advice for them I can give? Beyond switching to Dash, of course, but I'm planning to tell them. M16? Can't remember. No, you don't have to play Dash. I play Cloak quite a bit. Like Invis M11 is perfectly fine, and it could be map dependent. Like if they're using M11 on like Kyoto or Skyway or something, then yeah, Arn is probably a better pick. The ARN220 or the LH1 are probably better for those maps, but it's not like you can't use it. If they're doing poorly, then that's just on them. There's probably a lot of other mistakes that they're making versus just their loadout pick. I'm definitely an advocate for playing off meta. I'm simply playing meta in this VOD so that I can kind of break down what the majority of you guys are probably going to be playing versus me being like, here's my niche loadout that only like 0.01% of the people actually play. Can be kind of irrelevant information, but meta is probably going to be covering a lot more of what you guys would play. So light should be the one asking for pad from the medium. It can go either way. As a light, you can definitely ask for a pad, or the medium can give you the pad and tell you to do it. The heavy could also ask for it. Anybody can ask for it. That's what teamwork is knowing what your teammates can give you and what you can do for them. LH1 Glaze, yeah, LH1 is not too bad, honestly. I was using it earlier today, and I was doing quite well with it. And pull it into the open here. Orange is going to be up in 3 seconds. This is one of those things where it's like I am thinking ahead of time, and that's why I asked him to pull it into the middle, and I pinged it so that we can play multiple different angles. If it's just here, if I'm above, let's say if I'm playing up here, I obviously can't see this, and they can goo this off, and then it makes it really tricky to get any vision. So me thinking ahead, I say just winch it off into the middle. That means that we have a lot of different angles that we could potentially hold. I could open up a wall above. We could open up wall here. We'll open up wall here. Even open up this wall. But this gives us so many more places to play around and defend from that we don't have to stick together as a team. We don't have to play a very predictable angle. If it's in here, it makes it really easy for them to just wall this off. And then it makes it difficult because we'll have to be funneled into like one direction to go and defend that point. Orange is going to be up in 3 seconds here. Orange is up. Trying to scout and find them. Potentially forest. I did not see their spawn.
Okay. That's pink.
It's pink?
Yeah, they're running down here. Yeah, they're already running in.
They're inside as well, so be careful. Heavy dead. One's on point. So you can see here, he has a C4, so it drops, it prevents the steal. And again, I was playing high angles. I didn't drop him first. I let my teammates drop him first, and then I follow up. I messed this up. I was trying to leave this fire barrel outside. Also, another thing here is like I don't take the shots right away. They're inside as well, so be careful. Where I can actually like fully beam him. If I just instantly started shooting him from the same angle, he'd be able to get cover. So I wait till I'm at an angle where I can probably finish him before he gets covered. Heavy dead. One's on point. But here I try to leave this at the door just in case anyone chases. Then there'd be fire. Accidentally knock it under. Kind of screwed over my. Watch out for the barrel. Yep. So did not mean to drop it in. I didn't mean to drop that in.
Why is the outfit our black and white? What do you mean?
More red barrels.
And since we're getting close to the end of the cashout, that's why I placed my gateway above the point. This is meant to be a defensive play. So I'm putting it in a defensive location so that way I can get back if anybody goes for the steal, and I can start harassing or shooting other people, because we're currently in second and purple has the lead, and we would be worried about being second place this whole time. We want to make sure that we're in first place. It's a lot safer to constantly be in first place. So if I can look for a few kills while pink is dead and these two teams are fighting, even one kill, the 500 that we do is a nice benefit for us. So I'm just kind of looking over in that direction. But because pink also respawned quickly and there's still time, I don't want to like overcommit.
Oh, it got stolen from
That's
them.
why I'm
That's kinda
staring
good for
over
us.
at the other point.
Yeah.
And I acknowledge that since orange stole this, that's good for us, because now that means that after this is finished, we'll be first place.
Snowball the lead.
We want to make sure that we keep our lead.
And orange got wiped. Wait, that's actually so big.
And I acknowledge again, orange wipes after, which means that their total amount is a lot less than what it could have been, which means that, again, we get an even bigger lead. Any little bit of a lead that we can get is obviously
RPG.
a lead.
Gotta reload. Just gotta stand here and reload.
Got reload as well. Lights one. Oh damn, there we go. What's with that guy?
me
He's
just-
ass.
I gotta.
You see him back left.
And since that is a heavy in a dome and it looked like there was something pink there, I don't know if that was a healing emitter. Regardless, I didn't have enough information and I was a little bit worried about just trying to take a simple 1v1 like that, especially if he gets a res off, that I think it's a lot better to just pick up the heavy that I see here, so that we can actually fight together.
You ready?
I'm gonna run with Vision's body here and just
Yeah,
res.
his body
Just
is
res.
over.
Light dead, light dead. Heavy, heavy outside. I'm trying to fry him, I'm dead to purple, I'm dead to purple.
And purple's coming in for the third party, so this is something that I really try to like push to them, is like, hey, like, I died to purple here, they're coming in for the
Oh,
third
I'm
party.
dead to purple. Purple's here, third party.
See, I calm that very aggressively, and then we noticed our
Just live.
medium dies, so I just say just live, because even though it's early game and a lot of you guys might try to like stress about coins, so GBM, your question about coins here is about to be answered. It's really important that like you can coin for your lead, even though there's no objective, right? Like if there's we're not actively holding a cash out right now, so people would probably just not coin. It's really important that you hold the lead and hold your tempo. Let me just see if I missed anything else here. Nope. Okay, so the general idea is, if you're going to be coining for anything, you need to have some sort of reason to coin for it. Like you don't coin when it's just you have nothing. Like you're dirt poor, your last place, you don't have a cash out, you don't have a vault, you have nothing in your favor, you don't coin. If you are first place and you don't want to wipe to potentially end up closer to the enemies, you want to make sure that you keep your lead, that's when you would coin. We also have 3 coins, so there's nothing to risk here. If it's early game and you only have 1 coin, then you might not want to. But for the most part, I feel like a lot of people hold on to their coins when they really shouldn't. If you lose a game and you are losing it with like 2 or 3 coins, you're probably fucking up. You probably had multiple moments where you should have been coining and should have been keeping your lead, or at least trying to prevent any like tempo loss. It's better for him to run away, for us to coin, and for us to try and keep our tempo in our first place. But yeah, what about people camping coins? Yeah, like let them sit on those coins and just coin. Like it's okay. But like we're in second round. All we need to do is just get to final round. Going to final round is so important, and you don't need coins quite as much in final round. It's like pretty rare when you really need more than like 1 coin in final round. So it's totally okay to go to 0 coins in the second round here. Even first round, I don't even care if I go to 0 coins after the first round, if it means that I can just qualify. But you want to continuously keep your tempo and keep the momentum of you being first place.
Just live, we can coin. Let's just keep our lead.
There's 1 bar.
Or
His
any
body.
lead. Like if there is a reason, like if you can think of a reason why you should coin, then coin. We got 3 coins. It's really worth. But people save it way too often. Thank you. Thank you, Kozu.
Pointing.
You wanna go D?
Yeah, we can go D or closer to it. We're not staggered enough to play both.
Probably an elliptic reef here. Sounds like.
I concur. Really depends on if we're getting third party or not. Looks like they're fighting. Looks like they're fighting.
Yep, head right here.
Any glitches up there?
Right out the back.
No glitch hit.
Right here. Push him. This guy's half inside on the left.
I don't have glitch. Yeah, we can go back to kind of look at this again in terms of like light rolls and how I'm playing them. So after I
Probably an
coin,
elliptic
I'm the first one in,
reef here.
which means that I'm
Sounds like.
currently scouting. But I don't overcommit because I'm not the person to engage. I'm not a tank. I'm not going to be able to take the front line. So I just go in, I spot things, I blow that up. Really depends on if we're throw a red barrel to open up the walls a little bit to see if I can spot anybody. Looks like they're fighting. Looks like they're fighting.
Yep, head right here.
I throw one of my glitches up on the roof because I know that they're going for a pad here. So I want to make sure that if this hits, then I can at least communicate that and I can help them out in that fight. Any glitches up there? I throw my second one because maybe I missed it. We don't know where they are. And we are able to take the full roof here, which means that we've taken control of high ground. They're pushing to the back here to try and scale a glitch it further. We got an RPG hit. And from here, I focus some of the damage because he winches and we need to just get the We get the pick, and I instantly swap over to my healing because we got a pick. We don't want to lose any momentum. We need to make sure that we are healing our teammates here. Like, make sure everybody is fully reset, fully good to go, and then we snowball into the next kill, into the next kill, into the next kill. Instead of us just sort of, you know, pushing to this high ground, getting this pick, and then we try to snowball the fight, but then we go in with low HP and we die. It's better to just reset because, again, we don't know if there's going to be a third party. We don't know what the enemies have. There's a lot of like unknowns, so it's best to just make sure that we are like fully geared up before we go in. We're not at a risk of, you know, somebody reviving this body right now. We're all standing around it.
This guy's half inside on the left.
I don't have glitch. I communicate that I don't have glitch because I wasted both of them up on the roof. I probably only need to throw the one, but I did kind of mess up my first throw, so I threw my second one just to make sure that if they're on the roof, then but they pushed through. They did a good engage. I don't have a lot of healing here. These barricades kind of screwed over my push here. So luckily my team is fucking double barricade. Going for steal. Both teams are wiped right now. Both other teams. I'm throwing a gateway just above point. So I throw it there because it's harder for people to notice that. And since my thought process is, sure, it's the first half, so I could play this selfishly. But by the time that the fight happens, since this is a 10-second respawn timer on orange, a 15-second respawn timer on pink, this means that we don't have a threat up until we're around this half point. So once we get to this second half, this is when the threats are going to actually be there. So that's why I'm placing my gateway, which is on this very low quality pixel, above the point, so that way I can play right next to my team. And my intention here is I'm going to stack on my team, and the moment that they go for a steal, I'm just going to drop a gateway for them so that they can push the point. That's the intention of that gateway. And so my teammate uses Goose so that we can get roof because we're still chilling for a little bit. Purple has their point over on the other side of the map. We have ours, and orange is about to respawn. So you see, I just looked over at the respawn timers, so I know now that orange is potentially about to spawn. So I'm staring at forest, assuming that this is where they're going to be approaching from. Orange just spawned, could potentially spawn southeast, and I communicate that to my team, just in case they were not paying attention. Pink just spawned. We're going to have at least one team. Obviously, everybody should pay attention, but it's best if
team
the
over
light
here.
can
Team over here.
communicate this kind of thing.
Enemy down there.
Shooting at the light. So I noticed this is actually pink, so they're the team that spawned second. So again, we don't know where orange is, and they could be en route here, so there could potentially be 2 teams. About half. He's jumping down. Going glitch in there. Glitch hit bubble. I'm low. So I want to note another thing here that is a little bit more of a metagaming thing, I suppose. He's jumping down. Going glitch in there. So I throw glitch. I get hit by a shot, and you can see how much damage this does. It's almost half my HP. I still have more than 75, so I know whatever this person is running, I can survive one more shot. So I'm gonna peek until I get hit again, and then I'm gonna disengage so that I can make sure I have a lot of uptime with my teammates here. Glitch hit bubble. And that's what happened. I get shot one more time. I have 15 HP, and I just disengage so that I can reset. And from here, I'm just gonna focus a lot of my attention on healing. So heal him, whatever it may be, but that's going to be my focus until I fully heal back up. I'm low.
Still on the left. I can heal.
Thank you.
Maybe still have.
Purple could potentially come up. Just be worried about your back here, Visions.
One head.
And again, that's some more comms that is really important to give out is I say purple could potentially come up. We've noticed them third party a previous fight that we made sure not to wipe at. And I want to also note, look at how close our cache is. So if we had wiped previously, purple more than likely would be the one in first place and not us. We would be swapped around here, which means we would be in a very risky potential for getting griefed. So that's why it's really important that we are staying alive as much as we can and not wiping when we have leads like that. And it's totally okay to use your coins to make sure you're securing your lead because you can see here it's really helped us out. And then on top of that, orange is wiped and they had respawned and they wiped, which is why I had acknowledged that purple could potentially come over because they know they've guaranteed this. They know now that we are fighting pink, so there is a good chance that they would want to third party us. So we're going to have to see what they choose to do.
One heavy dead. Heal me up.
I'm low. You guys are dropping in. Lights coming in. He just dashed to the front. I didn't hit him at all.
Watch out. Another team here. Watch out.
I hear that. Playing low ground.
Yeah, we should blind her.
Pink is coming up from the same side. Half HP on the heavy. Okay. And orange just respawned, but they are too late for them to do anything around this point.
Playing under stuff. Good.
And as you can see, purple's here. So it's really important that you're communicating stuff like this. As you can see, I called this out multiple times to my teammates. He even noted that hey, there's another team here. And yes, it was purple because they want to make sure that they're securing first place before going into the final rounds of the vaults here. It's really important that you have your lead around that point. I'm dead. We got the point. If you guys can... So we got the point, and you'll hear what I communicate here. You can just dip. I can use another coin. So you can just dip. I'll use another coin. We got 2 coins. It's totally okay. Again, we're just trying to make sure that we're securing our lead. And if we wipe here, this would be really bad because then we have no momentum and no tempo to try and play for 5 and 6, which are really important vaults.
Light on us.
Here, pad right here. Actually, I just jumped off.
Yeah.
I'm coining in 1 second. I got a pretty far spawn. Oh, actually, we know this. So we have the lead, but we only have it by about 2 kills. Close.
Being shot by a light right now.
You can tap on 6. Purple's here.
Okay. Purple light half.
Nice. On me. Winched him.
Yeah.
Throwing glitch. Nice.
Pink here as well. Pink here as well.
Doing this off.
Here, go to point. Go to point. Go to 6. Go to 6. I got a gateway. We just go straight to A.
That's sick.
I'm low. Really low.
Yeah. I'm gonna drop down a heal.
I'm gonna split it because we'll have more money. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, this is something that's really important to kind of like always be figuring out mid-game is your win conditions. And I push this a lot when it comes to people that I coach is like understanding your win conditions. So if we look at this would put them ahead of purple, right? Orange would be ahead of purple. with this money, but this puts them at around 32. So they would actually be ahead of us. So I know that by plugging this cash box into this cash out station, this gives us an extra 4K. So we'll be around 35K. So this means that we are ahead of them. We'll be ahead of them by a little bit. So if we don't wipe, it's a lot of kills for orange to catch up. So we have a very, very clear path of us winning. As long as we don't wipe, we are good. It's like, even if they get it, right? Like hypothetically, if they get it and they're ahead of us, we would still be second because we're still ahead of them by a decent amount because they'd be at 32. So it's really important to make sure that you're constantly doing math and looking at your win conditions.
Good try.
There's a way to guarantee us. We just are in like a small kill race, but like not that bad. Yeah, like I said, it's a small kill race, but it's not that bad. We're still ahead, and they would need roughly like 6 kills. Yeah, 6 kills in order to push above. I will invite people to speak between rounds.
Once my gateway's
if you're
up, I'm going to start
interested
playing for
Rentals.
some kills around
So if
B.
you want to cancel that, and you can request between rounds. That's when I do a lot of answering questions and stuff.
Okay, I'm going to start looking for kills around B. There's one at Pagoda, and then they're just shooting around B. I don't know. There's pink here.
Looking at the last 10 seconds is very important, right? Since it only exists for 1 minute. Not too sure what the context for that one is.
That's fine. I can come back. I got the gateway.
Yeah.
If you can keep
Main
griefing,
focus at this point is just to not wipe. Like right here, we win. We literally win. We just have to make sure that this team doesn't get 6 kills. So if they wipe both the other teams, and ours gets stolen, then we lose. So there's a lot of conditions for us to
you
lose
can
here.
probably stay over there, low key.
So
No,
we're-
I think
we're
they're
good.
coming. Purple might be coming. Well, maybe not.
So I assumed that purple was going to be coming here because obviously there's a lot of teams here, and there's, one or the other. Do they third party this or do they go for ours? We weren't too sure, so I said they might come here. Now I was kind of hoping to face purple because purple is the better team, and I would like to have a really nice, challenging final round. I always find that a lot more engaging personally. I don't really like griefing out the good teams. I usually grief out teams that are either annoying to face or that I think could potentially grief me when it comes to round 2. But I usually try to let the better teams in at the end. Although I'm not going to purposely play to help people, but they ended up kind of griefing themselves here
They're trying to jump me, and then I just gatewayed away. So
because they had a decent path. This is the thing. If we look at what purple did when they tried to go for the fight on us on Cliffside, that was where they lost. It was a waste of their time. The only win condition is if they can actually wipe us. If they don't wipe us, they're wasting our time. What they really should have done was play for the 4K. Like you're saying, GBM there. If they play for the 4K, and they could have been at 34, and then we're at 35, then this team has no chance of recovering. Because they wouldn't have this 4K, they'd be at 10K, and the most that they could get to would be 28K, which is way above. So they should have known their win condition here, but they try to go for the grief play and try to kill us, which ended up kind of screwing them over. So it's really important to constantly think ahead and look for your win conditions, and that's why purple ended up losing here.
I'll wait for gateway again. Okay, I'm going over, get some kills or something. They don't got it. They don't got it. Nice.
Work. Okay, so any questions while we're in the end of the round here? Praying Mantis can speak. Hello.
Hello. So I was wondering. I play with a team quite often, and we've got like some of the team doesn't speak that much, and some of the team speaks a bit too much. I was wondering, what's the main points you need to focus on when you're communicating to your team, and how would you communicate too much or too little, and how would you adjust that in your team?
Well, the thing about like communication is like it's a lot harder to get people to like talk more. So if you have somebody who talks a lot, that's good. I would almost always encourage people to try and talk as much as they can and communicate every little thing because it's a lot easier to tone back what you say versus like amping it up. A lot of people that are quiet are just naturally quiet people. So if you have one person that kind of
Makes
like
sense.
talks a little bit too much, and people who talk a little bit like or not enough, then yeah, it's just about finding a nice balancing act and potentially like figuring out what roles they play. People who talk a lot are probably better for an IGL role like medium. Um, and then the people who talk a little bit less might be better for those brawling kind of aggressive players like a heavy. But as a heavy, you obviously can't just go in with no communication. If you're just walking in alone and your teammates have no idea you're going in, that's obviously not going to be good. But communication is always something to work on, and I always find more is better than like, too little.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. So I have a bit of a specific question
Yep.
about a position that you showed. It's about the position where you were at the forest, the outskirts, and you had the high ground with your team,
Mm-hmm.
and the enemy team was trying to approach your team. So my question is this.
Was it this round?
Yeah, this
Was it
around
this
here, yeah.
this one? Okay.
Yeah. So they were trying to approach you, but they couldn't. They just kept staring at you, and it was like a one-sided duel.
Shooting at the light
So my
is
Exactly, yeah. So my point is, what could they have done to change this position to their favor? Because the first thing comes to my mind is like playing under. So
Mhm.
like you guys have to go down, but they can't even approach. So
Yeah.
like, do they need to use like the dash pad? Do they need to use like what should they do
Okay,
to
so let's
change the
look at
favor?
this here. So if you're approaching from this angle here, there's plenty of
Yeah.
different ways. If you have Vanish Bomb, that's one way. Is we can just use Vanish Bomb and just sort of like walk up to keep it simple.
Mhm.
You can also play with a gateway. So if you were to place a gateway like here, and then you just throw it vaguely here, and then you instantly take under the building, that's another approach. If we want to get a little bit more complex, since we do have a little bit of time here, we can probably do something. You can wrap under. So there's like that little cliff face all on this side.
Yeah.
So you'd basically wrap under that, and then you can use a jump pad to approach, and then you instantly just want to take over the building. So the goal is to get under these players, get inside of the building, and then you can take the fight a lot easier. But being in the open anywhere here, even off to the right here, where that jump pad is, like that's all bad locations where you're just going to get beamed. If you were to take the jump pad on the right, you can use Vanish Bomb before doing it. You can go up the stairs on the right instead of taking the jump pad. You could even take this building that is to my right behind my head. So right here. So this building right here. I believe this is called administration. So you can also go to this building. So if you basically just go under it, you climb up, and then you place a jump pad. And so with this little jump pad here, you can fling up, and it should give you a lot of momentum to just get straight into this building. So these are different ways that you can approach this fight versus just, perduring in a beeline straight to
Yeah.
the point.
They kind of bash their head to the same wall again and again, hope for a different outcome, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And like if you don't have Vanish Bomb, like I said, there's a lot of other plays you can do with like Gateway, and jump pads and stuff like that. So it really is team comp dependent, but I think for a standard HML, there's enough things in there that you should be able to get there.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I can throw a gateway over to this building if we want to take this.
Oh, they're inside.
And throwing a glitch in there. Didn't hit. Throwing another glitch. Going experience.
Under. One's under.
Behind you.
Oh, I don't have any more heal for you, Vision.
Gonna run. Inside on me.
So that's another thing is like communicating your heals is also really important. So even though obviously it's a lot of everybody's responsibility to know like what they can and can't do, but when you are coordinated with a team, they might expect you to heal and they might expect you to make sure that you stay alive. So that's why
I don't have any more heal for you.
I don't have any more heals. And he acknowledges, says that's all right. So that he goes instantly into the building and he tries to play with his heavy to try to avoid a potential death because I can't keep him up anymore. And he knows that, you know, he has low HP, no way to heal back up. So communication is really important, even for every little thing like that.
Give light a pad here. Come here. Here, take money. Hoppo.
Yeah.
No, you
Wait,
don't need to
can you
get it.
give me a pad?
Pad and-
Give me a pad.
Yeah, I can pad here.
Yeah, just hold it. I'll give you gateway. I'll give you gateway. Alright, you're on roof. Again, I throw them on roof because I can get to roof. The enemies are respawn, so I want to make sure I'm not split from them. Zip. I point out the zip so that me and my teammates can break this zip. This means that there's less approaches for the enemy once you take this up. Makes it a little bit harder for them to approach.
Oh, it took
Oh,
your-
and they took a gateway right on us. So since I was looking this way, I thought maybe my teammates would be looking at the other way. So I'm not too sure where they approach from here. Oh, shit.
yeah,
They took
on the roof.
Is there a distance limit for gateway? Yeah, it is 70 meters. You can technically throw it further, but once you throw a gateway, once you get beyond 70 meters, it will reset. There is a little bit of a leeway because of verticality. So if it's way, way, way up in the air, you can go beyond 70 meters. It's more of like a horizontal type of thing, but general rule of thumb is 70 meters. And I had really good angle here where they had no idea that I was just behind them, beaming them. So this was a fantastic location for me to end up being in as they jumped on my teammates here. So it was kind of lucky that I was not on the rooftop with them so that I could actually get a good fight.
Get your heal. Oh shit. They just did so much damage. What the hell? I used all my heals there and you guys were still so low.
Welcome, welcome.
So you can see he was trying to take out that zip. I want to take out this tree because this is another approach that's really common is if they spawn on cliffside here, then they just drop down and they just walk right up. And the main reason that they can do that is because this tree, like you remove this, you make it really, really difficult for the enemies to approach you.
Break the trees. Get some vision.
He RPG'd it.
Didn't do anything either, bro.
That's a little overkill, but I appreciate it.
Get those trees out of my fucking way, bro. ASAP.
There you go. So now you can see the difference in how clear our vision is here. We can see these entire stairs. If they are approaching here, there's just this little bush here that we have to worry about. But for the most part, we are good.
There's one dude over here on the wall to the left
He's
here.
half. Running in
One's
the...
crossing.
He's going back up the zip. Half HP on the heavy.
Had it over. One cross.
Damn, oh, he's so lit. Alright, I can put a gateway if we want to push down together here.
Have you doing the same thing? He's low. Pushing this guy.
Gateway goes back to roof.
There you go. I give my teammates a way to go back to roof after we get a pick. Because after we
side.
get a
Oh,
pick,
there's
we
a
want to make
mine.
sure that we are resetting.
Jesus, bro, you gotta
CL40
set up.
mine is a
Yeah, careful in
demon.
here. There's a mine on the stairs again.
It's really important that like you're constantly like reapproaching from different angles, flanking and making sure that you're not super predictable. Even after you get a kill, sometimes you guys can like lose a fight purely because you just stayed in that same position where everybody knows where you are and they can abuse them. Especially if you're low HP. So having some sort of gateway to escape, even after you get a kill
Yeah,
and
they're
then
on the
reset, try again,
fifth house.
is kind of the way you should be doing it.
The one medium is so lit, but I just can't get the last shot. There we go. Got the CL40 guy. The one's on the in bamboo forest.
Pushing over.
And front gateway. On me, on me. Oh, bro, is it really a turret? That's a strong ass tree. Yo, what is this tree?
Unbreakable?
There we go.
Yeah.
Just took a whole flurry of red barrels.
Sometimes trees are harder than enemies, so, you know.
Exposed.
On my roof.
Got you again right here.
HP.
On the roof. Dead. Behind you in your bubble.
He was below you guys. Last one was below you, half HP.
Dropping.
Over
Watch
here?
the mines. Yeah.
It'll work, it'll work, it'll work. Oh. Little fire.
Okay. So let's answer the question in chat there. So when I play heavy or medium, my light always complain that he can't hit us with H+ infuser since we're always moving. He should comment out so we can move or wait, so we can move less, stop moving, correct? Yeah, of course. I always communicate to my teammates when I want to heal them and for them to get line of sight of me. But it's also on the light to make sure that they're in a good position. Like I've said many, many times, that like when I'm positioning, I am always trying to position in a way where I can see my teammates, where I can deal damage, where I can heal them while also trying to get a flank. It's a lot of like it's a lot to upkeep. Like light is a very complex class, and you need a lot of knowledge to fully understand and to use it properly. So there's just so much around positioning when it comes to like high elo. And if they're struggling to get any heal off on you, then that's a big fault on their end. They should be pushing up with you. They should make sure they have vision of you, and they shouldn't be going off on their own. If you and your if the medium and the heavy are sticking together, and the light is not able to get into any vision of you, then that's completely on the light. You know, if the heavy and the medium are off on their own and everybody's on their own, everybody's sort of screwing up. But if you're sticking, like as a medium, if you're always sticking with your heavy and your light just can't get any vision of you, then that's kind of on them. Mic audio is sizzling a very tiny bit. Is that for everybody? Audio is good for me. Yes. You good? Barely noticeable. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I can try something though. Give me a second. Okay, I unplugged it and replugged it in. Hopefully that helps. No, it's still there.
Yeah, on us. Half HP on the one. I gotta dip back.
Every tab.
He's 2 bar.
So again, you'll see me play this way quite often, where it's like I am up close, I try to deal damage, and then I back off after getting a pick or anything, even if I got full HP, and then I focus on my teammates and try to make sure that they stay alive. So it's this constant back and forth. I'm scouting, getting information, dealing some initiation, I poke, I retreat, I focus on healing my teammates and making sure that they stay alive, and then I will reposition. As you can see, I didn't re-peek that roof. I'm now repositioning off to my left here.
One's dead here.
And again, I still have vision of them, so I'm not repositioning to my right where I wouldn't have vision of them. I reposition to my left, and I'm sort of rotating
these.
with
Oh.
them. It's almost like a little dance that's going on.
Okay.
They go left, I go right, and I make sure I got
Inside,
There's no
inside.
way. Wow, you played.
Someone in Twitch chat. Wait, Light is not just running in 1v3 and dying? Correct.
You here? Some tower.
Drop down.
And another one. All three of them just jumped down to grandma's. They stay zipline. Glitched on the heavy. You hear them inside. Going for your heal.
Again, I focus heal. I see that my teammate is low, and I go for that rather than just beelining it in.
Oh, that's all my heals.
Yeah, going to point. Dropped it.
Now, I do have a gateway way above. Me and my entire team here are at the bottom. We've gotten a pick on one of the enemies. So one of them is dead. We just blew up their turret. All of us have relatively full HP, and I have a gateway above point. So everything here is going according to plan.
One went out to my left.
Threw a gas grenade on you.
Another one gets picked by our heavy, and we basically just won this point.
Oh, W. Wait, he was playing music for us.
I had to put him down.
So
Teammate
rude,
is
bro.
a cold-blooded murderer. How do I look forward to more of these? I would also love to see a basic how-to VOD review in the finals video and session at some point.
Pretty.
So as you can see here, the score was really, really even. There's 24 kills, 24 kills, 22 kills, 24 assists, 23 assists, 22 assists. All of our damage is within like 1,000. This is kind of like what you would want to see from a team. Like all of us have relatively like similar scores because we're constantly taking the same fights. We're playing off of each other. We're making sure that when one person goes in, the other one is ready for it. And you can see how in sync we were, how like tied together we were, and how we played off of each other really led to some really good success here and even scores across the board. So everyone was doing their job. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, I will answer the questions and then we can wrap up our first little workshop here. If you're a team of 2 lights and 1 medium or heavy, how do you ensure that the medium heavy keep up with you and the other light? Should you stick near them? Should you keep up, or is it on everybody to keep the group together? It's kind of on everybody to keep the group together. So if you're playing 2 lights, you typically don't really need H+ infuser. So you kind of need to make sure that you're playing off of each other. So you don't necessarily have to be on top of each other. That's actually probably the worst case. If you don't have if you're playing like 2 lights, you probably want to make sure that you guys are not stacking on top of each other, but you're playing off of each other. So if one person is in, so if that's the heavier, for example, then you would want to make sure that the light duos are sort of playing around that heavy, sort of circling around them and getting any picks. You don't want to be the focus as the light. You want your heavy or your medium to be the focus, and then they just try and play their life. And as the lights, you try and keep them alive, and you try to get any picks on any of the enemies that are approaching. You have to remind my lights that every time. Yeah, and you'll definitely run into a lot of gamers where you have multiple lights because that's the way solo queue is. So knowing how to play that is really important. You don't really use healing infuser. You just kind of like play for yourself, make sure that you're playing your life, and you always want to go, dip in, do some damage, and dip out, and you kind of rotate that back and forth over and over again. See some more people typing. Thanks so much for doing this. When will the next workshop be? After the grand finals, I assume? Yes. I mean, It's the 17th right now as I'm recording this. My flight is on Tuesday if I remember correctly, and then on the weekend here I'm going to be super busy with all that stuff. So we basically have like one more week. I'm going to be pumping out some YouTube videos and trying to like prep my team. So this week is going to be full of scrims and full of practice for my team. And then once we are pushed through that, then I can kind of focus on just going to Sweden. And then when we get back from there, we'll probably set up another workshop, and I'll try and get back into making a bunch of videos and shit. But yeah, excited to see you there. Yeah, should be fun. Should be fun. I already got my hotels and everything booked, so it'll be fun to see everybody there. All right. Well, it looks like nobody's typing. No more questions. So I appreciate you guys for coming out to the first workshop. We'll be doing another one, like I said, after the majors. If you guys wanted to give any suggestions, feel free to like talk about that in the chat, or even like DM me if you have any suggestions for what you want for a workshop. If you guys are going to Stockholm, it'd be nice to kind of like meet you guys there. Another thing, if you guys are interested, I do coaching. So there is a section there on how to get coached in the information section there. You can kind of follow that if you are interested in some private coaching or some sort of a team coaching, then that would be your best bet there. If you wanted to get access to the premium section here, where I do some premium VODs and premium chat, stuff like that, you can be a tier 3 member on my Twitch. And if you guys are not already for some reason, feel free to check out the YouTube and the Twitch and follow me there. If you want to know the pricing, it kind of ranges based on like what type of coaching we're doing and how long the session's going to be. So you just got to reach out and we can talk about pricing there. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Thank you for joining.